A group of students from Lincoln and Canterbury universities have got together to form Kelpin, a start-up company attempting to tackle the problem of single-use plastics. They're harnessing the properties of seaweed to create a bioplastic that could be used in a range of packaging solutions. Their business concept won the 2019 Sustainability Challenge, co-hosted by the University of Canterbury Centre for Entrepreneurship and Blink Innovation.
For the University Sustainability Challenge, we were randomly allocated together, and it was kind of amazing how we first just clicked and realised all of our different areas of specialties. So it was really cool that I could kind of take the reins of like the marketing and like the strategy and kind of the people side maybe of Kelpin.
Right heat, and then it needs to obviously have time to dry.
Jacqueline focuses on product design, and she kind of does all the extracting and the sciencey kind of just behind Kelpin. Abel focused on like the finance side of things in the Sustainability Challenge, so he's kind of taken the reins of like a business manager and the business aspect. Jack is the like agri-law kind of focus in Kelpin, and he actually has a lot of hands-on experience within the primary industry, so that's been again super invaluable for our team here. The driver behind Kelpin is just making a cleaner and more environmentally friendly world, and definitely getting a product which is a sustainable product and has a circular life cycle. I would say that's for me the most important part, is that we're not doing more damage when we're creating a product, which I think a lot of companies these days are doing because they're not actually too concerned about the overall life cycle, and that we're really focusing on a circular economy here for Kelpin.
So the team was formed at the UCE Sustainability Challenge, which was held here at UC. I'm trying to find out how can this actually be produced, and I'm trying to see how can this be put into actual machines and produced on a large scale. So the first thing is trying to find the value proposition of whether what we're actually making actually has a market, and whether it is actually wanted, or if it's just assumptions that we're making that it's wanted. So that's kind of the first thing to try actually get it actually validated, and then the market of trying to see where we can target first. Where we see the potential is in single-use plastics, and that's just because that's where lots of plastic is made and thrown away quite frequently, and lots of waste is being made in that sector. Initially, we're looking at a general form of packaging, because with the food packaging comes food safety, which will take a bit longer, and we do need a bit more research to be done and more funding, I guess, to get that approved.
So this is what I showed you last week, so you can see, remember that? Kelpin was formed with the intent of reducing plastic waste, especially single-use plastic waste in particular, in the oceans. We're having an obvious problem globally with too much rubbish getting into the oceans. And so we looked to the oceans for our solution, and we came up with kelp, basically. It was a no-brainer for us, to be honest. It's such a versatile resource, and it's one that we're really enjoying working with. We enjoy the properties of it and what it can offer at an environmental level. So we're really excited to work with kelp because of its carbon sequestration properties. Initially, that was a big draw card for us, but then we discovered how fantastic it is at filtering water toxins. That's a really big issue in New Zealand. All throughout the country, we've got a lot of contaminants like nitrogen and phosphorus that are flowing from the rivers into the oceans and creating huge algal plumes and such just off the coast. So we're hoping that through farming this eventually, we'll be able to solve some of those issues because it's really great at filtering it. It also improves marine habitats as well. We've been looking at the whole life cycle of this product. So the end of life is really key for us. That's the issue that we're trying to solve initially. And so the product we're creating at the moment is non-toxic. I mean, we haven't wanted to taste it yet, but we feel that it wouldn't be toxic to humans or animals. It's going to be home compostable as well. We're not looking at a biodegradable product. Those products typically end up as microplastics, and that's a problem in itself. We want something that's completely home compostable, not even industrially compostable. We want it home compostable. Currently, we don't have a huge amount of chemistry experience. It's really just been playing with the ingredients that we've chosen to utilise. So we started with collecting kelp from nearby. So this is some of it right here, as you can see. From that, we extract sodium alginate. We then add it to a solution of other chemicals. Once this is ready and we're happy with it, we then lay it out and let it completely cure. So this is the second last stage in the process, and it's semi-cured at this stage, so it's holding its own shape, but it's not ready to be actually pulled off yet. But you can see it's quite flexible, and it's very versatile at this level even. At this stage, we're looking at providing wraps for silage and baling hay and such. We can also, it hasn't got great hydrophobic qualities yet, so we are looking at something more like wrapping electronics, for example. So your TV currently comes wrapped in a whole lot of plastic. So ideally we could replace it with this, and instead of it having to go into the red bin, it could go into your green composting bin, which would be, ideal to reducing landfill. We're really big believers in this product, and we're completely committed to it. As a team, we've already sat down and discussed our, future plans and where we see ourselves with this product, and we're going to keep going with it until it's ready to go to market.
So the next steps for Kelpin, we're looking at manufacturing and also securing and protecting our IP, just because obviously we have gotten so far in our research and development process. We kind of want to talk to some people and see what the next step is in manufacturing and how we can protect our product and make sure that when we bring it to market, we're safe and we're secure and it can, really thrive.
Thanks, New Zealand On Air.